Hey guys, I'm Sean Lang, and today I'm going to talk to you about the trick to triggering your kick with a Roland TM-2 and kick trigger. Now, if you look down here, this is the Roland TM-2, this is the module, and this is where all of the sounds are located in. And this that I'm holding in my hand right here, this is a kick trigger. It has to plug into the module, and it has this is the actual trigger right here. This foam piece, this is the piece that contacts the drum head. And the way it works is it senses vibration, and you can set a cap on how much or how little you want to activate it. It senses a vibration, which sends a signal to the brain, to the unit, the module, and then that will then produce a sound. And you have to plug that audio out into a speaker or a PA system or headphones to hear it, but there are a variety of different applications that you can use for that. The first thing that we have to do is we need to hook it to the kick drum, and that will get us set up. So you need to make sure you're plugged in. I'm going to come down here, and you'll notice before I attach it, this is an EMAD bass drum skin, and this is a great bass drum skin, bass drum head. But this ring can make it problematic for certain brands of triggers. We tested this one, and luckily it works fine, but just be advised that if this is the kind of skin you're using, you might run into issues. So we're going to attach it. You want to push it firmly so that it is making contact with the bass drum head as good as possible, and then you just need to tighten it. So I'm going to tighten it here. You need to make sure that it is on there firmly because it is going to be vibrating a lot, and if it's not on there firmly, it will pop off, and that won't be good. Get your wires out of the way. You don't want anything pulling and falling off. So now that we have the trigger attached, we have the module here, what we're going to do is we're going to choose our sound. We also need to make sure that the connection is good. So I'm going to hit the bass drum and we'll see what happens. So you should be able to hear a sound. You should also see that the trigger input is lighting up. This module has two inputs, 1 and 2, and I have this plugged into 1. And you see that it is lighting up. Sometimes you'll get an effect where maybe it's lighting up and it's fluttering, or it's not lighting up. That means that you have the sensitivity too high or too low. But generally, if you stick to the stock settings and you have your bass drum tuned appropriately and muffled appropriately, it's going to work fine as is. Okay, so it's hooked up nicely. We're getting the sound we want. This is a way to monitor yourself. This is more commonly, this is a way to get different sounds out of the bass drum. You don't want to have a whole bunch of different bass drums all for different songs and different sounds, but if you have a trigger, you can. You can either change the sound entirely or you can blend it with your natural kick sound. So let's check this out. Right now I've got a regular kick drum sound in there. I'm going to go to another preset. Let's see what this sounds like. You're going to come up with a lot of silly things that maybe doesn't make sense, but that might also make sense. It might be cool for the song to have, you know, a little sizzle with the kick. That'll totally change your sound and your tone. I think that's cool. You can also do the same thing with different drums on the kit as well, but you know, this is just for the kick. But you need to make sure it is fixed properly, it's out of the way, it's plugged in nicely, and then you just choose a different sound. You know, try this out. For all the metal guys out there, this is a very common thing. You choose a nice punchy kick sound. Actually, let's find a punchier kick sound. That sounds decent to me right now. And then you're just gonna go. This is also really beneficial if you're playing electronic music because acoustic drums don't always sound the way you want them to for electronic music, starting with the bass drum. So let's try that out. So you see guys, triggers don't need to be tricky, and this is a very easy and quite inexpensive solution for triggering. The module itself retails for around $200, the trigger for about $100 plus all the attaching cables. Easy and inexpensive thing to add to your kit that can greatly expand your arsenal of tones and different sounds to play with and sort of open new horizons for you. I really encourage you to explore triggers. It allows you to explore new things on your kit, and as you can see, there's nothing tricky or freaky about it. So next time you're in the music store, maybe give it a thought and take it to your kit.